It's a very picturesque view of the glen.
Thank you.
What for?
Why, for liking our Brockie. It makes me very happy.
You get happy very easily, don't you? I haven't been in an open shed like this since I was a boy, which at this point seems a good 2,000 years ago.
You mean you're tired?
Aye, Lossie, I'm tired. That's why you brought me here, isn't it? So I could take a nap?
Oh, I shouldn't have think a long walk like that would fatigue a young lad like ye.
A young lad?
Aye, you're very young.
That's either a deliberate lie or wishful thinking. I'm ancient, decrepit, and disintegrating rapidly.
Aye?
What's under here? A rock garden?
My father used to sleep on it.
That was the second mistake.
He and my mother met in the shed. You see, my mother was a gypsy. And one day she was passing by the shed, and she saw my father asleep on the cot. She liked his looks, and she was a wee bit tired anyhow, so she took off her shoes, sat in the rocking chair, and waited for him to wake up. And it wasn't long after that I was born.
That's one of the sweetest bedtime stories I've ever heard.
Are you sure you're comfortable?
Very. Thank you very much. You've been more than kind. And now if you want to round out your generosity, buzz off.
Oh, you're a grown, handsome lad.
You should see me when I'm rested. I'm almost robust.
Oh, but I just hate to leave you.
You better. When I sleep, I make all sorts of odd noises.
Do you have a wife?
No, but I was engaged once.
Oh, what happened to the lass you were engaged to?
She fell in love with a Russian.
A Russian?
Yes.
Russia's in Europe, isn't it?
Yes, more and more.
Oh.
It's not far from here. You just cross the channel and turn left.
Oh, you're a winning lad. Right, winning lad.
Now look, lass. I'm not sure what you're after, but I don't want to. I want to go to sleep.
Listen, I'm highly attracted to you.
Thank you very much. When I wake up, we'll discuss the whole problem. And believe me, you have a problem.
And when I see you lying on the cot, I feel a wee little tadpole jumping down my spine.
That's about a repulsive idea as I've heard in years. If sex were a hobby, you'd be a collector's item.
Oh, but I've been waiting.
Go.
Oh, you marrow alike.
I should certainly hope so.
You're all brutes. Get what you want from a lass that says farewell.
Get what I want? I can't even get you to go away.
But that's what I referred to. I thought you were interested in me, and that's why you let me tag you here. You misled me.
You certainly have one hell of an imagination. Can you think of one good reason why I, a strange man, should be interested in you, a strange woman, and at this hour of the day?
Well, of course I can, because you're a lad, and I am a lass.
With that philosophy, you must have had a very provocative career.
I've had a great many heartbreaks.
I don't doubt it at all.
At 16,